What's up, everyone? I'm Aaron.
I'm Andrew.
And this is OGT.
Got the glow, we got the glow. We take weekends up in the Poconos. We got the glow, we got the glow. The pocket's full, the water's set to blow. We got the glow.
Welcome to OGT. Now, unfortunately, John couldn't be here, but Andrew Budish will be filling in for him. We got a couple of interesting topics to talk about. We'll start off with a story from Ireland where a very controversial law could get passed. Also, how could male perspiration help a woman out? We'll find out, but here we go. We're going to start it off with a story from Ireland where Kerry County officials have passed a controversial bill that allows drinking and driving. Citizens living in rural areas with long drives home from their local pub will have the right to drive with a up to 0.05 blood alcohol content level.
This law was inspired to make pubs easier to access by people who live farther away from them without relying on buses and taxis that are hard to come by. The law is facing some criticism, though, as Kerry County's Mayor Terry O'Brien states that people that voted for the bill also own the pubs.
However, before the law can actually be passed in Ireland, it must be approved by the Ministry of Justice, which Mayor O'Brien thinks is highly unlikely.
We're going to send it off to our correspondent to get people's reaction on the story.
How do you feel about driving home knowing that there could be other drivers out there who've had more to drink than the legal limit?
In Ireland, a country passed a motion to let rural drivers drive while legally drunk.
This means if you've had more than 0.05, which is the legal limit in Ireland, you could drive home if you live in the country.
The reasoning behind these motion is because those living in rural regions felt lonely and had no access to public transit.
Now, there are certain restrictions to this motion. Like, you can only drive if you've had 2 to 3 pints, and you have to drive at 30 kilometers per hour on a country road. But still, is this really safe?
But even with those circumstances, it is still allowing drunk people behind the wheel.
So we asked you guys at GuHu what you thought about this motion.
No, I don't know how I feel. I mean, I honestly think that drinking and driving isn't very safe, not only for you, but for everybody else on the road. So not only you're putting yourself at risk, you're putting other innocent people at risk, and I don't think it's the best way to go.
I don't think it should matter where someone does drunk driving, be that in a city, a town, or a country. The bottom line is it's not good anywhere, because even if you're driving the country and there's no one there, you're still putting your own life at risk and you're putting other people's lives at risk too. So I don't think it matters.
I honestly don't agree with drinking and driving. I never have. It's just how I was brought up. Never really lost anyone to it, but I know of people who died from it, and it's not cool. So not something I approve of.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It wouldn't be really great losing someone and seeing all those mad commercials while against drunk driving. It's horrible.
The county mayor stands strongly opposed to this new idea.
And it turns out, so do many of you at GH. Drinking and driving just don't mix.
At GuHu for GuHu TV's OGT, Marcel Bahri.
Emily Boland.
Have you ever gone on a date right after sweating it out at the gym? Seems crazy, right? Well, scientists at the University of Pennsylvania have discovered that male sweat has positive effects on women.
That's right. Research shows that women who are exposed to male sweat will be in better moods and more relaxed. Sweat also has a direct effect on women's menstrual cycles, causing them to be shorter than women who have not been exposed to the perspiration.
Well, we're going to take it to a correspondent to get your opinion on the story.
Hi, my name is Andreas Aiden. I'm here with GuHu Television. We recently found out that scientists have discovered that male perspiration actually acts as a calming agent for women. So today we're going to get GuHu's opinion on what they think of male sweat. What do you think about male sweat?
If it smells, it's gross. If not, then I don't know, not a big deal.
Honestly, I don't think about anything. Like, I sweat myself, I play basketball, so sweating is nothing but like a human thing to do, and it's not gross at all.
So if a guy came to pick you up for a date and he was just completely covered in sweat, what would you say?
What is wrong with you?
University of Pennsylvania scientists have discovered that sweat actually is a way to soothe women. It actually has a psychological effect on women. What would you say then?
It probably wouldn't change my mind, but like, it's cool to know that it's actually like scientifically proven, but it would still be gross.
Visually, it's not super appealing, but if you had science to back it up, then maybe I would reconsider.
So maybe it's not recommended to go on a date after being all sweaty, but still remember that it does have a psychological effect. For GuHu Television, I'm Andreas Aiden.
There have been some crazy stories today. So Aaron, what have you learned?
I learned that, if I want to go to the gym, if I want to get some exercise in, I can still go hang out with a girl after and feel good about it because, in a sense, I'll actually still be helping her out. What about you? What have you learned today?
That in Ireland you can drink and drive. Everywhere else that I know of is, don't drink and drive. But now it's in Ireland, you can drink and drive. It's mind-blowing.
Absolutely crazy. But that's all the time that we have for today. Remember to check us out next week on GuHu.ca.
You can also follow us on Twitter at GuHuTV or like us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GuHuTV. I'm Andrew.
I'm Aaron.
And as John would say, stay up.
Stay blessed. We out.
Got the glow. We got the glow. We take weekends up in the Poconos. We got the glow. We got the glow. The pocket's full. The water's set to blow. We got the glow. We got the glow. We got the glow. We got the glow.